What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, we're going to be discussing the breakout game of 2020, which is Genshin Impact. This game's popularity has been a meteoric rise. However, it has a severe problem, and this problem gets worse and worse every single day, especially impacting new players. If you're considering playing this game, this is something you really need to know about, and so let's get started. Now, I want to make something clear off the bat. Genshin Impact is a good game. I like Genshin Impact. I know I'm gonna get comments, especially because I don't, mainly make content for this game of people being like, oh, Rick's on that weeb stuff now, like what's he doing? But for a free-to-play game, the amount of content, the amount of polish is absolutely insane. This game is truly not only fun, not only engaging, but it's also just a beautiful game. The open world is fantastic. So I don't want it to come off like I'm just hating on Genshin Impact, but again, it does have this one severe problem that has really made my experience quite a bit worse than I thought it would be when I started this game. And again, this is something that you really need to know about as a new player. Now, what is that problem? Essentially, Genshin Impact does not allow you to just grind. Right? If you're coming from a Destiny background, a Division 2 background, a World of Warcraft background, all these traditional games, if you want to just commit a ton of time and grind the crap out of the game, you can make significant advances within your character. But with Genshin Impact, there are built-in systems that prevent you from doing that. Mainly, what people are, especially within the Genshin community, are starting to get upset about is the Resin System. Resin is a certain resource that you have 120 resin, and as you use it up, it slowly regenerates. But to do very important things, like do ley lines, which get you experience and resources, to do boss fights, to actually collect the rewards from those boss fights, as well as to collect the rewards from dungeons, you have to spend your resin. And you can kind of see where the problem is arising. If I only have 120 resin in a day, that means I'm actually limited for how many times I can farm a certain boss, how many times I can farm a certain dungeon, and how much experience I can realistically earn within a day. And if you're thinking, well, okay, so just don't farm as many bosses, like you're complaining about nothing, just play the main storyline. You're actually prevented from doing that too, because the main storyline locks you out at certain points and says, okay, you have to be adventure rank, 25 to advance the story, adventure rank 30, whatever, like it keeps ascending. So this resin limit means that if you're a few adventure ranks below the next step in the main storyline, you can't even do that. And then the ways to progress your experience devolve into just roaming around the map endlessly, hoping to encounter random chests that you can open for like 10 experience a pop. But with all of that being said, some of you may be thinking, well, so what? I just want to play this game casually. There's still a lot of content, right? And you would be correct. There's still a lot of stuff to do. Even when your resin limits run out, often you have side quests, you have a lot of exploration you can do as well. But the problem arises when, firstly, you want to get anywhere substantial within this game. Like from my personal perspective, I got into it, I was like, maybe I can, grind, get up to a pretty high point, maybe even start making content on this. Those dreams are completely crushed. There is just no way I can advance far enough. I'm on an endless treadmill with these daily limitations. But of course, that's a kind of a niche problem to me, and I don't want to make this all about me. The problem that you guys watching are much more likely to encounter with this is the fact that you're never going to be realistically able to play with your friends. Now, here's what I mean by that. One of arguably the most important factor in Genshin Impact's, or frankly any product's success, is word of mouth. Friends telling friends, people telling just other people, strangers, family members, whatever, of a product does more to motivate someone to get into that product than literally anything else. Like, it is a huge thing in marketing to generate word of mouth. So that means one of the main contributing factors to Genshin Impact's success is just friends telling friends about this game. I mean, that literally happened to me. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching, you were told to start playing Genshin Impact by a friend. But because of these daily limitations in just the amount of content there is, and especially the resin limits for how you can collect these rewards, your friends are on that same treadmill. They're doing their daily rewards, but you're also on that treadmill. So you're all kind of advancing at the same rate. You have to play an extraordinary amount of hours and basically open like every chest on the dang map if you want to realistically catch up to your friend. But much more realistically, that's just never going to happen because everyone's on that same treadmill again. Everyone's advancing at that same rate. You can never catch up to your friends, which means you can never properly play with them. Like, yeah, you can still play with each other, but your friend's kind of giving up their time to help you. It's not like you can team up with them and tackle the same content together, which is one of the best parts about a game that does allow multiplayer. Another big problem with the system is that it's extremely punishing if you're not logging on every single day, because that resin, it doesn't go past 120, which means if you miss a day, you just miss a huge amount of rewards and experience. And if you miss a week, oh, you're screwed. Like, don't go on vacation if you want to seriously invest in Genshin Impact, because it punishes you for not logging in every single day, because again, those caps are always the same. It's not like if you miss 3 days, you're going to be able to spend 3 days worth of resin or do 3 days worth of activities. No. You just had 3 completely wasted days where you advanced nothing. And then when you get back, you're onto that same treadmill. And so for me, with all of these things, man, I really want to get in and enjoy Genshin Impact. And again, at its center, it's a fantastic game. And if you're a casual gamer who doesn't care about these things, who doesn't really enjoy the grind, doesn't want to necessarily max out their characters and really get invested in the game, or doesn't really have higher level friends they want to play with, then you by all means can just go in and enjoy this game casually. But as soon as you start to kind of invest more seriously within this game, you really hit a wall. You realize these limitations, and it's quite frustrating because it's like, I'll never catch up, I'll never really advance meaningfully. I feel like I'm just playing every single day because I have to, and it's not a great feeling. It's not a feeling where you're just getting lost in the game and you're like, oh my gosh, I spent 5 hours playing this game. You're on for an hour and then you've literally run out of things to do. It literally feels like the game is forcing you to get off. It's saying, all right, you've done everything you can do today, get off and get on tomorrow. And that is a very bizarre feeling. Now, it would really help this feeling if you could diversify your playstyle by getting new characters and new gear, but the way the wish system, or essentially the random loot box system, works, and how slowly you actually start to get the currency required to use this system once you get into the higher levels, like, you're not getting any new characters anytime soon unless you're willing to spend real money, which is a whole nother feels bad system, but I can't hate too hard on that because it is a free-to-play game at its base and the developers need to make money. However, it's a lack of generosity on top of a lack of generosity. It's just a system. This game is on mobile, right? It's a mobile game, and that's part of the reason it's so popular. People always forget one of the main places people play video games in general is on mobile, but it really feels like a mobile game system. A log on every day to get your gems kind of system, and it doesn't feel great in a game that, feels like a full AAA release. If you're playing it on PC, you wouldn't be able to tell it's a mobile game, honestly, until these systems start coming up and you recognize them from those very quote-unquote greedy mobile games. So hopefully the developers can change this. Hopefully they can make it a little bit more generous and let players who invest the time realistically progress. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 or Genshin Impact content, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.